All right. Hello, friends, and welcome back to another exciting recording of the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. I had a little bit of a difficult time starting up tonight. In my VTuber model, all of my parameters and hotkeys and everything were all messed up. So I had to quickly go through and try to figure out what I had done wrong and how to get them back, basically. Or reprogram them, I guess. It ended up being that I was updating the model files, just like general like bug fixes and things like that. And I accidentally loaded from a wrong model file that I have on my computer. My model files are all kind of messed up. I have like 5 different versions of this model, just like slightly different, you know, with like bug fix updates and things like that. And I had loaded from the wrong one from 1972 or something like that. Not really, but you know. So it was an easy fix. It just kind of took me a hot second to try and remember what file was what and what I'm doing. I should clean that up sometime, honestly. But I'm excited to play some more Willowmist. I think we're on the last day. So that's really exciting. And I think that's all that I want to say before we continue here, so let's go. You woke to the soft patter of rain against the window pane, gentle as a lullaby still echoing in the quiet hush of morning. With bleary eyes, you saw the world outside your window was tinged in gray, the colors muted. The rain fell in steady sheets, and the air in your room felt cooler, calmer, like the storm had swept away yesterday. Wrapped in the warmth of your blankets, you let yourself sink a little deeper into the mattress, lulled by the rhythm of the rain and the soft creak of the old building. You would not believe this, Master. It's just preposterous. Lady Serafina has betrayed Countess Belladonna for a 3rd time. And this time there were public hexes thrown about as if they were common insults. You peeked out of the covers towards TV and found Barnabas still on the couch where you left him last night. Light filtered through the rain-speckled window, and the room still held that quiet of early morning. But of course, peace could not survive Barnabas. I had a feeling. And don't get me started on Lord Thistlewick. He's faked his own banishment, Master. Banishment? Who does that? Barney, did you even sleep? I am a sentient grimoire. The fact I must explain this to you so often, however, does not surprise me, as I believe your brain never fully developed. I transcend such trivial mortal needs like sleep or hunger. But if I were capable of exhaustion, I would say I'm running solely on indignation and disbelief. You watch that show all night? Naturally. I cannot possibly pause while Countess Belladonna is teetering on the brink of scandal-fueled exile. I have 2 options. Lay in bed and listen to my book talk about an unpopular TV show, or get up and go to work. Not really a choice, is it? You rose from bed, stretching a little as you did. A glance at your phone told you it was nearly 8 a.m. The sun had risen, even if the sky remained cloudy and gray. You dressed, then got together a simple breakfast before heading downstairs. You came down the staircase expecting to see Lucille, the same as every morning, standing guard at the door, but she was nowhere in sight. Instead, you noticed Winnie sitting at the front desk. Okay. Kit, finally. Were you waiting for me? Not really waiting exactly. I was just getting lonely. Florian is usually here overnight, but after he ran off yesterday, he hasn't come back. I know. I want to talk to him. It's okay. I'm sorry, Winnie. You know I'm always just upstairs, right? You can always just come hang out if you're feeling lonely. I guess. I just didn't want to make you get hurt again. What, are you still thinking about that glass thing? Don't worry about that. It was a silly accident. Then maybe we could have a sleepover sometime. I'm sure Barney would love that. Who? Oh, Kit, do you have a secret boyfriend hidden upstairs? Wouldn't that be exciting? Alas, no. He's, a stray I picked up. A cat? That's even better than a boyfriend. No. Oh, what the hell? We're friends, right? Yeah, of course. The bestest friends ever. He's a book. A book? He's called Barnabas. He talks and everything. Got a bit of an attitude problem, though. When he stared at you blankly. Like a diary? A spell book. Oh, like magic and stuff? Apparently there's some things about my... Nope. Apparently there's some things my aunt didn't tell me about her and myself. Typical, huh? You're a witch? Something like that. Only you and Florian know, though, so don't go telling people. My lips are sealed. Oh, this is so exciting. Can you turn me into a frog? Oh, actually, when Florian comes back, turn him into a frog. I don't think he'd appreciate that. As long as we turn him back right after, he can't complain, right? Come on, it's just a little prank. Unfortunately, I've only learned the spell for turning someone into a frog, not the one that turns them back. Oh, maybe it's a good thing you don't have the other one. We could get into way too much trouble. Winnie giggled. We? Of course, you and I can be partners in crime, just like on those detective shows. The police would never figure it out. I don't know, a string of frog transformations just after I moved to town sounds awfully suspicious. We'll need a cover, obviously. Maybe we could pin it on someone else, maybe Florian. I can't really turn anyone into a frog, you know. Not yet, at least. No, my plans. Barney is a tough teacher. So far, all I can do is be slightly better at looking for things. That doesn't sound like a superpower. It's not. But if there's a pen under the couch, I'll be able to find it. Okay, that's pretty cool, I admit it. With a grin, you walked on over towards the counter and leaned on it, then looked up towards Winnie. So, it's your big day. Are you excited? What do you mean? Don't tell me I've forgotten something important. Oh, don't you remember? It's our wedding day. I don't want to romance her, but goddamn, I love the jokes in this game. The joking around. I'm a little hurt you'd forget so easily. Oh, what do you mean? You and me will head down to the church and get hitched. Florian will be our flower girl and Lucille will give us away. Eden's making us some wooden rings and Emmett's going to handle our joint finances. Winnie flushed red and she fidgeted, tugging at the cuffs of her sleeves. We can't just... Sure we can. What, have you got other plans today? Come on, Winnie, this is the moment we've been waiting for. She continued stammering, clearly flustered. Her blush grew deeper and she tugged harder on her sleeve. You couldn't help but laugh. I'm kidding, Winnie. We're going out to dinner, remember? Dinner? Oh, yes, yeah, of course. Winnie let out a long breath. I almost forgot. And then you went and made a joke like that, too. I really thought you were serious. Why, did you actually want to marry me? The scandal would be terrible. You know, an idol and her manager. So that's the only problem then? What if I resign? Winnie's eyes grew wide and she shook her head rapidly. No, don't do that. I need you. Fine. We'll have to save our scandalous relationship for another time. Ooh, the sound of thunder in the distance roused you from your conversation, and as the clock struck 9, the rain grew heavier. I wonder where Lucille is. What do you mean? It's Sunday. The store is closed today. Nice. Okay, I do get a break day. It is, isn't it? Such an idiot. With a sheepish laugh, you rub the back of your... Wait, does that mean Florian's not coming in? No, that's so sad, actually. You rub the back of your neck, a little embarrassed. Could have slept in some more then. Ah, well, it's probably not good to spend all day lazing around in bed. That does sound pretty great, though. You know, I can't remember what it was like to sleep. Winnie leaned forward on the counter, resting her chin in her hand. To be honest, I can't remember most things. What the world looks like, or what food tastes like. It's so weird, but also normal. I don't know. What kind of stuff do you remember? The sound of floorboards creaking, the sunset, and the song. There's a lot of things I can't remember. My birthday, for one. Isn't that lame? I can't even celebrate. Why not today? Huh? It's the 7th of November today. If you don't know when your birthday is, why not just choose one for yourself? But isn't a birthday special? Any day can be special, even a random day in November. We're already going out for dinner tonight, why not make it a party? Winnie blinked, then gave a big, beaming smile. You'd do that? For me? You're acting like it's some huge inconvenience. Of course I would. Thank you. Really, thank you. Hopefully the rain clears up, though, or we'll be having it here instead. And I need to find some way to contact Florian. He left yesterday before I could ask him to come. It wouldn't be a proper birthday party without our resident grump, would it? No, it wouldn't. We gotta invite him. Except I don't have his number, know where he lives. Do you know if he has any friends around town we could ask? I don't think Florian has many friends. At least none I've ever heard him talk about. He likes to keep his private life pretty private. Well, I have a few errands to run today, so maybe I'll have some luck finding, I don't know, his address or number somewhere. You'd think my aunt would have those. The rain outside pounded the roof in a constant, steady rhythm. It was a calming sound, even if it was making leaving the house a little less than ideal. Since it's your birthday and everything, how about we keep each other company too? I'd love to. Let's get to it then. Ooh, interesting. Enjoyed the day off, and yet I still get this screen of like opening the shop and doing everything. Well, I don't think we need to clean the store. What? What? I can't go back. Did they update the game and kick me out of being able to go backwards? Are we? And I never noticed. Are they watching my playthrough and going, no? We turned that off for a reason. I don't think that I need to clean the store. And we paid bills yesterday, didn't we? I don't think we have to do that. Maybe we'll do it anyway, just in case. Sort through storage. Pay your bills. Why not? Yeah, cleanliness is fine. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so I can go back. I just can't go back on this screen. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's sort through storage and let's still pay the bills, because why not? Just in case. You begin searching through your aunt's collection. Ooh, authentic. Miniature harp. Okay. 26 to 100. That's kind of a big difference, but let's go. It's something. You sat down at your desk, ready to go over the week's bills. Damn, we just went straight through into the next thing. I don't really need to put a price on this, but I'm going to anyway. 26 to 100's kind of a big jump. I'm gonna say somewhere around 50 sounds good. What is this? A harp for ants? Maybe we'll go crazy, go stupid, and say like 65. Anyway, it's a good harp. You paid your bills in full. Damn. $80. Uh-oh. Anyway, the sun was beginning to crest over the horizon when the rain ceased and the sun peeked out from behind the clouds, painting the streets and buildings in a wash of color outside the store. After a busy day around the closed store with Winnie, you were unsurprised to not find any way to contact Florian. With a sigh, you began to think. Quinn might know, or maybe Emmett. Who can I ask? At that moment, the chimes by the door sounded, and the door opened timidly. Sorry, the store is closed to... Standing in the doorway was a familiar short man with dark hair, wearing a slightly oversized jacket and headphones around his neck. He looked towards you, almost sheepishly. Short is a weird way to describe you, considering the fact that you're taller than my character, but sure. How tall are you? Because you're sprites. If we say that the hat ends here, I don't know, you have to take your hat off. Like, your head would probably end around here. You know, you're like... But okay, the short guy with dark hair. Can we talk? Yeah, absolutely, I'd love to. I'd say we already are. He rubbed at the back of his neck, not meeting your eyes. Yeah, I guess so. I'm, sorry for running away. He glanced towards you, but quickly away again. And sorry for what I tried to hurt you, so... God, this fucking sucks. Apology accepted, but on one condition. Can you tell me what's going on with you? Yeah, I guess that's fair. Where's, Winnie? She's upstairs still. I'm guessing she doesn't know. No, no one knows. Except Sylvie. I had to tell someone. Look, this is new to me. I'm a vampire, I guess. I don't fucking know. It's not like I chose this, and I hate blood. The smell, the taste, it's disgusting. I try to avoid it, but sometimes I'm not in control. I get so hungry, but all my favorite old foods just don't work anymore. So I try to keep to myself and keep people away from me. All this tiredness has been hunger then. Yeah. But you've eaten now, right? You don't look as bad. I guess so. Well, there we go. No harm done. You say that, but you're not a danger to me. I believe that. You're just going through some stuff. Florian was silent for a moment before a weak laugh escaped him. God, fucking moron. Why aren't you scared? Because I like you, Florian. I don't think you'd really hurt me. Also, can we go back for a second? You could eat me. Just saying. Just saying. You're an idiot, thank you. Oh, I'm well aware. It won't happen again. I won't let myself into a situation, or it could, so just try to keep your distance. Please, absolutely not. Yeah, I'm not going to abandon you. You can ask me to be careful, but don't ask me to pretend I don't care about you. I don't deserve that. Too bad. You got it anyway. Why the fuck are you so nice to me? I like you, bitch. Florian stared at you blankly, a confused, almost pained expression on his face, as if the very concept was foreign to him. With a deep breath, he looked away from you, then back. Just don't expect anything from me, all right? I don't want to drag you into my bullshit. I'll drag myself. Then don't, but I'm going to stick around either way. Now, I've got a question for you. How does one go about inviting a vampire to a birthday party? A what? A vampire. I meant to ask you yesterday, but things got a little hectic. Eden invited all of us out for... I'm just now realizing we're going out for dinner with 2 people who can't eat. God, am I just that insensitive or what? You're inviting me out? Yeah, of course. I'd love for you to be there, but if you don't want to, I'll go. If it's fine. It's more than fine. It wouldn't have been the same without you. Where does the birthday thing come into it? Oh, we decided it's Winnie's birthday today. Is it her birthday today? Likely not, but today's as good of a day as any for someone who doesn't remember their birthday. Oh, okay. There was another knock at the door, and it slowly opened once again as Lucille walked in, though you almost didn't recognize her. Okay. For the first time since meeting her, she lacked her characteristic armor, and instead wore a much simpler blouse and trousers. I love it. We're matching. We're matching, oh my gosh. Good afternoon, Sir Florian and Kit. How do you fare on this fine day? I love it so much. How is it fine? It's been pissing it down with rain all day. Ooh. And now the sun... I'm not doing her voice anymore. And now the sun has risen, and the rain has departed. It's a blessing, indeed. Nice to see you, Lucille. Oh man, the day's even better now that you're here. I feel like I wouldn't say this, even though nice outfit. Lucille paused mid-step as if the words had taken her by surprise. Then, slowly, her posture softened. You speak with such ease, yet your words land with great weight upon the heart. I thank you. I shall endeavor to be worthy of such sentiment. She gave a short bow, more a reflex than a necessity, but her cheeks were faintly flushed. It's really interesting that she blushes, the characters blush differently from each other, like Lucille versus the way that Florian blushes. And I feel like Winnie blushes more similarly to Lucille. Like the art style difference, I guess. Anyway, you're gonna give her a heart attack if you keep talking like that. Should I stop? Nay, let your words fall where they may, Kit. I find them uplifting. To be fair, I did just flirt with her in front of somebody else I've been flirting with the entire game, so... If I bring even a fraction of such joy to you as you bring to me, then I am satisfied. Whoa, everyone's here! Not quite everyone. Emmett and Eden haven't turned up yet. Winnie hurried down the stairs, and her eyes immediately lit up at the sight of Florian. Florian? What? You came back. Yeah, kind of work here. Boo, you know what that's a blah. Boo, you know that's not what I meant. I meant after you ran off last night. You fled. During your shift, Sir Florian. It's my fault, actually, but we worked it out. It wasn't... Yep, all worked out. I am relieved to hear that. It's good for us all to take an outing like this. Bonding as colleagues is a vital part of the work experience. You nodded sagely. Totally. Do I work here? If you count getting in the way of work, then sure. Hey, that's not nice. Don't make me make Kit turn you into a frog. Into a what? I am afraid I must admit ignorance on this topic as well. I mean, who can't turn someone into a frog? Lucille raised an eyebrow, and Florian stared flatly at her, then at you. Anyway, Eden and Emmett still haven't arrived, huh? I wouldn't be surprised if Emmett just doesn't turn up. He's never wanted to get to know us before. Why would that change now? You shouldn't think such things, Sir Florian. He will surely arrive soon. However, if Sir Eden were to find himself lost in a ditch somewhere, then I would not be surprised. Nor would I be upset. Oh, I forgot you didn't like him. It's not a simple dislike. There is something uncanny about him. Okay. She paused, considering her words carefully. The world has an energy, a presence. Some people are bright and vibrant, like you, Kit, and others have an energy that's quiet, more subtle. But when I look at Sir Eden, it's as if he has no aura at all. I have many thoughts. Maybe you just don't like him. That's not illegal or anything. I would like to think I'm not so petty, but... Can I say both of these? I think he's fun, but also simultaneously, I wouldn't be surprised if he was an axe murderer. I'd still be okay with it, but I think he's fun. Fun in a wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you kind of way, but fun nonetheless. Yeah! Yeah! I will endeavor to take your opinion into account and not simply assume the worst. I apologize. You don't need to say sorry for not liking someone. There's a hell of a lot of people I don't like too. That is fair, but it's a shame to let distaste rule one's emotions. Ooh, two people simultaneously. I wonder who they could be. The chimes by the door rang once again, and when the door opened, you were surprised to see two silhouettes. One taller, standing rigidly, and another that stood with a confident swagger. Whoa, who would have guessed that they would come together? They can't be romance options, they're romancing each other. Oh my god, hold on, I just read what Eden said. Honey, I'm home. I told you not to say that when we got here. And I told you I don't listen. Now who's ready for a night on the town? It's dinner, not a pub crawl. Emmett, Eden, I'm surprised to see you two arrive together. I'm not. We happen to bump into each other. Fate can have such a heavy hand. You were loitering outside of my house all afternoon. I would hardly call that fate, even if such a thing were to exist. Fate works in mysterious ways, my friend. As I said, it's hardly so mysterious, that fate. God save me. Maybe you two need to get a room. I want to say that just to see what they would say. Unfortunately, he constantly turns me down. Damn! Come on, Emmett. Feel free to submit a formal request and I'll file under delusional nonsense. Stone cold, Emmett. Stone cold. Hold on, I need to go back. I want to see what else. God, no, I really like that one. Honestly, we're continuing. Good evening, Sir Emmett, Sir Eden. It was a good evening, yes. And I'm sure it will be still. I don't think I've ever seen the store so full of life. Too much life, if you ask me. Ignore Florian, he's being a sourpuss. A what? A sourpuss. Come on, it's my birthday. Cheer up. Your birthday? Well, no one told me that. Actually, we just decided it this morning. How very curious of you. This makes me think you don't know when your birthday really is, perhaps. Why would you say it like that? Well, it might be today. It's a 1 in 365 chance. I don't know about you, but I like those odds. Honestly, I think it's a great idea. We should all get a birthday cake whenever we want. That sounds fiscally irresponsible. Cake is never fiscally irresponsible, Emmett. I bet you have a secret sweet tooth hiding under that suit somewhere. Sweet tooth or not, sugar should only be consumed in moderation. I think you're the fucking tooth fairy at this point. Have we talked about that? I don't even remember if that was just something that, like, I thought of as I was editing the last few videos. I legitimately, behind the scenes, I think Emmett is the fucking tooth fairy. So you do like cake. Of course he does. This big guy is a huge softie deep down. I've seen the key ring in your pocket, okay? It holds keys, Eden. And it's also an orange cat wearing a bow tie. It was a gift. Aw, I want to see it. It's really hard to do different voices when there's so many characters on screen. We keep going back and forth, but I don't remember if I ever gave Eden and Emmett a specific voice. I know Winnie's a little high-pitched and nasally. Lucille is like breathy. Florian, I talk a little bit deeper, but I can't get too much deeper. It's so hard to keep bouncing between voices. Just let me speak them normally. Come on, Emmett, it's her birthday. It is quite literally not her birthday. You wouldn't want to disappoint the birthday girl, would you? Fine. He reached into his pocket and pulled out his keys. Attached to them was a tiny crocheted kitten, indeed, wearing a bow tie. Oh my god, that is so cute. I guess. It looks like Kit. What? It does not. It definitely does. Look at that fluffy orange hair. A coincidence then, that's all. Whatever helps you sleep at night, big guy. I have owned this for months. It's hardly related to a person I met in the last week. But it does look a lot like them. Listen, I know you can name the main character whatever the hell you want in this game. It's a little bit weird that my name's Kit and we're talking about an orange kitten that looks a lot like me. That's all I'll say. Truthfully, it's a remarkable resemblance. A fascinating observation. Now, are we going out for this not birthday, or did I come all this way for nothing? We're going. Come on, I got us a reservation at the best place in town. I think it's the only place in town. Would that happen to be the Silver Oak? I'm unsurprised to see someone with such good taste already knows about Willowmist's best-kept secret. He proposed to me, so... A part of it's a secret. It's like the only restaurant in town open past 6 p.m. Eden here is prone to hyperbole. Hyperbole. You should not put stock into anything he says. Then shall we make our way there, if we're not to be late? Yeah, let's go. The group began to file towards the door, and you held it open for everyone to leave ahead of you, until only one other person remained. Do you want to hold my hand while we do this? I know you won't be able to feel it, but... How are you feeling? Would you believe me if I said good? No? Is that the truth, though? Winnie looked up at you and then smiled. The same bright smile as always. I guess I'm a little scared. But I'm excited, too. It feels like I've never stood under that big open sky before, even if I'm sure I have. Thanks, Kit. For what? For coming to this town. Well, I should be the one thanking you for giving me such a warm welcome. No way, I should be thanking you. If I remember correctly, I think I gave you kind of the opposite of a warm welcome. Let's agree to thank each other then. Deal? Deal. Now come on, everyone's waiting. You held open the door and stepped outside first. Outside the shop, the street was quiet. There was no traffic, and the storefronts across the street were dark and lifeless. Winnie stepped out after you, slowly at first, her movements guided by hesitation and fear, but that quickly gave way to something brighter and bolder. As she left the doorway, she let out a gasp, her eyes fixed upon the stars above. "You're beautiful." There was something in her gaze, awe, longing, or something else, but her expression was so filled with light that you couldn't help but smile. The others watched on, a mix of curiosity and knowing across their faces. Florian looked up himself, but the look in his eyes was much more subdued. "You are a brave soul, Lady Winona. It takes true courage to face one's fears. This is your first time leaving the store, is it not?" "Yeah, I guess it is." "Can't think of a worse hell than being trapped in a musty old store. No wonder you didn't die of boredom." "Nothing could be boring with Winnie around." "Yeah, well, you got me there." You walked over to Winnie, then offered her your arm. "Ready for an adventure?" "I guess I am." Winnie took a breath, then looped her arm through yours. Or at least tried to. Though neither of you could touch the other, it was a strangely comforting gesture, all the same. Slowly, the group set off, heading up the sidewalk. As you went, Winnie kept glancing around, taking everything in with wide eyes. You couldn't blame her. There were a lot of new experiences waiting, after all. It's so strange. I've been looking out the window every day, but nothing has ever felt as big as the world looks right now. A gentle wind blew through the street, ruffling clothes and sending leaves skittering across the pavement. You couldn't help but notice the way Winnie's hair and clothes stayed totally still. There was no movement to her, except her steps, and she made no noise, either. "Oh, hey. My dearest friends. Kit, it's truly good to see you." "Hey, Quinn. How are you?" "A thousand times better now that I see you here, and you've brought quite the crew with you. We're having something of a birthday cross-welcoming party tonight." "How very wonderful. My friends, I will give you the finest service this humble restaurant has to offer." "Thank you, Sir Quinn. We appreciate the hospitality." "Lucille, you're looking positively radiant tonight, my dear. Did you do something with your hair?" Lucille cracked a smile at that, a little sheepish, but her eyes seemed to sparkle in the low light. "Perhaps it's the lack of armor that makes me look different. I find it's more comfortable than expected." "Well, either way, it's a pleasure to have you once again. Please, allow me to see you to a table." The group followed Quinn further into the open-air dining area, which was beginning to fill up with customers at this time of night. It was fortunate that Eden had thought ahead and reserved a table. Your group of 6 sat down, and Quinn left you menus and took drink orders. "Oh, this is a cute CG. There we are, I guess. I didn't know you were so familiar with the owner, Kit." "What can I say? I have a way with people." "That much is obvious. You have all of us wrapped around your pretty little fingers. Thank you, thank you." "Speak for yourself. Some of us are just trying to do our jobs. Perhaps that's something you should consider, Eden." "Are you trying to tell me that your relationship is entirely business?" "Entirely. That's how an employment contract works, yes?" Eden let out a laugh at that, shaking his head. "You play so hard to get." Emmett pushed up his glasses, crossed his arms, and looked away from the table. "Ooh, by the way, can we talk about what's on the table?" Uh-oh. Also, I guess that makes sense. Well, okay. I was going to say only some of us have drinks, and then I looked at Florian and Winnie, who can't drink. Interesting, that's all I'll say. I'm not playing anything, I'm simply doing my job. If you were only doing your job, you wouldn't be sitting there right now. I'm simply... Look, do you two need a moment, or should I start handing out earplugs? Jesus. Shut up, Florian. This is like seeing a TV drama in real life. No, he's right. We shouldn't try to have all the spotlight, not when we have the birthday girl and Kit right there. You know, it dawns on me that some of us know each other better than others. Perhaps we should get a little bit of ice breaking done. Like what exactly? Oh, I know. I saw this game in a magazine, 2 Truths, 1 Lie. Okay. Eden's eyes lit up. Now you're speaking my language. I'm stupid. I'm in agreement. This is a game for children. On the contrary, perhaps such a game would allow us to get better acquainted, though I'm unfamiliar on how it's played. It's simple. You just have to state 3 things, 2 of which are the truth and 1 that's a lie. Usually everyone else has to guess which is which, but I think it would be more fun to leave people wondering. What do you say? Interesting. Okay. Lucille made eye contact with Eden across the table, and a silent, unspoken challenge seemed to pass between them. I agree. This sounds quite interesting indeed. I'm looking forward to getting to know you further, Sir Eden. Careful. Beautiful people who know how to swing a sword are my weakness. I'll go first. Do I really have to play? As it is Lady Wynona's birthday and she wishes it, you must. Ugh, fine, whatever. Winnie beamed. Yay, okay, alright, 1, I'm a really good singer. 2, sometimes I randomly smell disinfectant when there isn't any. And 3, I love the ocean. Okay. What a spread of options. Now all of us will be guessing all night. Oh, that is true. Hold on. We know that it's not I'm a really good singer. You know? I randomly smell disinfectant when there isn't any is a weirdly specific thing to say. And then 3, I love the ocean. She doesn't remember. I don't even think she knows what the ocean is, you know? She doesn't remember a lot of her past life. But I'm thinking the lie is the ocean. But I don't know what the disinfectant thing is about. This is just stupid. You should not judge while you have not spoken your truths and lies, Sir Florian. Fine, but this is so dumb. Florian crossed his arms and leaned back, looking away. Wow, Florian, what a selection. 1, I used to be a vegetarian. 2, I'm an only child. 3, someone tried to kill me once. Well, we know that you're not an only child. Are you saying somebody tried to kill you once, as in that's when you got turned into a vampire? Or... There, are you all happy? I know I am. Well, kinda, as long as someone didn't really try to kill you. Who knows? He just shrugged at that. It seems we're all learning more about you by the moment, Sir Florian. Great, it's just what I want. Allow me to go next. I have prepared 2 truths and a lie, and I trust you will not easily be able to decipher the falsehood among them. Firstly, I was knighted before my 18th birthday. Secondly, the last time I saw my homeland, it was burning. Lastly, I held the crown of a fallen king for 3 days until his people could bury him. I don't know where to begin with that, Lucille. I want to say you were knighted before your 18th birthday is a truth. That's it. That's all I've got. I want to say you holding the crown of a fallen king for 3 days until his people could bury him is the lie. Anyway, you deliver all three with such confidence that I suspect they're all technically true and the lie is in the semantics. You do not seem like the kind of person to lie otherwise. Now you're getting into it. Emmett pushed his glasses up again and tapped his fingers against the table thoughtfully. I suspect you were knighted on your 18th birthday. I think you probably did hold someone's crown, but it was for more than 3 days. Ooh, or Lucy was still there after her homeland stopped burning. What you've done, we're not even supposed to be guessing. You're quite good at the game, Lucille. Thank you, Sir Eden. Just Eden is fine, you know. Aren't we friends? Sir Eden. I suppose I'll go next, if only to get it over and done with. The pink in my hair is natural. I grew up a town over from Willowmist. I've never had a cavity. What a suspicious thing to say, Tooth Fairy. I don't know. I don't think that you're the type to dye your hair. So I want to say that the pink is natural. And I also want to say that you did grow up the next town over. So I think the lie is you've never had a cavity. Does that suffice? This is more than I've got out of you all week. I told you I have no interest in personal relationships. That one's definitely the lie. Wasn't a part of the game. But it is a lie. I have a sneaking suspicion you might actually like us. Some of us, at least. Not you, at the very least. What about Kit? I find Kit tolerable in a business sense. Easier to deal with than Miss Marigold, that's for certain. Tolerable? There, Kit. That's pretty much a marriage proposal coming from him. I've been proposed to twice in this game. Let's go. And I've proposed twice. Wait. Let's go. I had to think about it. Quinn, where I jokingly said he should just propose to me. Emmett now. And then we just proposed to Winnie. And in the past, in an earlier episode, we proposed to Florian. Let's go. Oh, I didn't even read that one. I'm already regretting coming. There's no need to have regret, Sir Emmett. It's in the company of comrades that even the most hardened hearts soften. You're not helping, Lucille. On the contrary, I believe I'm offering him a valuable opportunity for introspection. Translation, you're stuck with us, Emmett. I think I need a... Okay. Drink? Then rejoice, my friends, for your wish is my command. Quinn set down the drinks all around the table, a wide smile on his face before pulling out a small notepad and taking your orders. He watched as everyone ordered, minus Winnie, before it stopped at Florian. Not really. Go on, Florian, it's my treat. Actually, we were planning to share something, weren't we? Were we? Yeah, remember? Quinn, could you get the pasta for 2? Fantastic taste. I would expect nothing less from my wondrous Sylvie's relative. She adored my pasta. How I miss her. She'll be back soon enough. I'm sure she misses you too. Quinn smiled a little wistfully. Your words warm my heart. But come, we should not waste a moment. To the kitchen. Quinn left once more, and the chatter slowly resumed. Eden and Emmett started bickering about something or other while Lucille stood and began showing off some stances and sword swings to Winnie. Meanwhile, give it about 5 minutes or however long it's going to be until the food comes out, and Florian and I are about to start Lady and the Tramping. Florian, however, lightly pulled on your sleeve. Hey, thanks. For that, I mean, I appreciate it, I guess. You'll just have to pass me pasta under the table now. Okay, that's kind of weird. Wait, can you imagine? He, picks it up on his fork, pretends to eat it, puts it in his hand, and just hands it to me. I'm gonna have hands full of pasta for the rest of the night. I probably should have picked something you eat with your hands. I could just start filling your pockets with it. Absolutely, go for it. Pocket pasta is the best kind. God, you're stupid. But thanks. Kit. Yes, Winnie? You haven't had your turn yet. Neither has Eden. I love not reading. Then I suppose I should have a turn. We'll have to save the best for last, Let's see. I had a lovely childhood. I was born in the most beautiful garden in any world that you've never find on a map. And I've read over 10,000 books, though I couldn't tell you what any of them are called. Okay, I couldn't tell you what any of them were called is suspicious, but I feel like that's also a red herring. Yeah. Doesn't an average person read 700 books in their lifetime? Well, Florian, I read 125, I think it was, books last year alone. So, Spider's George is an outlier who should not be counted. I haven't read any. You don't count. Maybe they were boring books. Even boring books have titles. Forgetting every single one is statistically impressive, I suppose. I've always loved being statistically impressive. I didn't even talk about what my thoughts were. Hold on, we have to go back. I could have just... Hold on. Wait. I could just go like this. I had a lovely childhood. I was born in the most beautiful garden in the world you've never find on any map. I want to say I had a lovely childhood is the lie. But I don't know for sure. That one's actually, I think, possibly the hardest. Anyway. There we go. What kind of garden are we talking about? Tulips? Ooh, are you a man-eating tulip person? I could be. What do you think? I don't know, you're so mysterious. I guess I'll have to leave you all wondering then. I'm far more interested in what our new friend here has to share. I am too. What am I gonna say? Ooh, little old me? Don't play coy. You've been dodging the spotlight all evening. Maybe I just enjoy listening to all of you. I had to play the stupid game, so do you. Of all of us, you are the one shrouded in the deepest mystery. I think I've been pretty open with you all. Perhaps too open. Alright, let's see. Pick a truth, okay? One of these is actually true to me. Y'all want to guess? Hold on, I'll get out of the way so you can read. I've never learned to ride a bike. I've been struck by lightning. Or I used to write letters to the moon as a kid. One of these is legitimately true. I'll give you a second to think about it. Feel free to pause. Because the answer is I never learned to ride a bike. To be fair, not a lot of people rode bikes where I grew up unless you wanted to get run over. No, that's not true for me. My dad really tried to get me to learn how to ride a bike. But when I was a kid, there was a hill near where I lived, and he took me down that. He put me on the bike and he just pushed me down the hill. The bike toppled over on top of me, and I never got on a bike ever again. A wise decision. I myself never learned either. A steed of flesh and blood was more common in my homeland than one of iron and chain. Second truth. I saw someone talking to a bird out of their window once. I name every mug I own, or I got fired from a job for being too good at it. I feel like none of these are true to me. I saw someone talking to a bird out of their window once. That sounds like something I would do, not see somebody else do. I don't name every mug I own. I feel like the closest to me is I got fired from a job for being too good at it. I feel like I'm this sort of perfectionist that it is upsetting, like sob. Like maybe more of like a hyper-focus sort of thing. I'm much of a perfectionist that I won't let it go until it's perfect. That's the definition of perfectionism. Apparently, when you make your manager look bad by doing twice the work in half the time, it's a problem. That could be me too. But hey, I did get a coupon for a smoothie on the way out. Cool. Flavor smoothie did you get? None. It was sadly expired. Wow. It's like the icing on a cake. Such an injustice would not stand in my homeland. You had been granted a feast in your honor. Alas, all I feasted on was the sweet, sweet taste of corporate betrayal. And now pick a lie. I graduated top of my class. I once got engaged by accident. Or I failed my driving test 3 times before passing. Good news, none of these are true for me. I want to say I failed my driving test 3 times before passing. The lie there is I never passed my driving test. I never took it. Apparently, you're not supposed to hit the cones. I thought it was like bowling. Honestly, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Wow. Thank you for the faith, Florian. Bon appetit. I hope you're all hungry. All right, Florian, start passing. Quinn placed a large bowl of pasta between you and Florian, and everyone else's dishes in front of them. The smell made your stomach growl. You were really starting to miss proper food with all the snacks and sandwiches you were living off of. Thanks, Quinn. It smells amazing. It's my pleasure, kid. Please, eat to your heart's content. Oh, I wanted to tell you my aunt sent me a letter. The apple of my eye, muse to my culinary creativity, light of my life. How is she? She's doing good, I think. She said to say she thinks of you often. She did? Quinn paused just for a second, long enough for you to catch the flicker of something soft in his expression, like the sun breaking through a cloud. Well, goodness, Wow, he's flustered. I love him so much. He cleared his throat and quickly turned back to the table, fussing with a napkin that didn't need adjusting. He's still my beating heart, to be thought of by such a luminous soul. A treasure. You must tell her the feeling is mutual. No stronger than mutual. Mutual squared. I'd love to, but she still hasn't given me any way to contact her. But I'm sure she knows that. She remains as mysterious as ever. That is my Sylvie. I hadn't realized you two had a relationship like that. How long have you been together? Together? No, you misunderstand. Quinn chuckled a little wistfully, folding his hands over his heart. We are not lovers, my friend. We are not anything so easily named. Sylvie is the kind of woman whose presence alone is enough to change a man. I have loved her in my own way for years, And if all I'm permitted is a place in her story, no matter how small, then I consider myself blessed. What a simp. I like him a lot. So you wouldn't want anything more? What if she wanted more? Quinn's smile faltered just slightly, his gaze turning distant for a moment before he answered. Then it would be the greatest honor of my life. Oh no, he asked her out and she said no. His words were quieter than usual. Then with a small laugh, he shook himself free of the mood, his usual flamboyance returning, like a well-worn coat. No, I feel bad. But whether such a day comes to pass or not, I am content to cheer from the sidelines, to cook, to fuss, to write odes to her magnificence when the mood strikes me, which is often. You're kind of a hopeless romantic, huh? Hopeless? Never. I remain full of hope. Overflowing with it, in fact. And now I'm passing that hope on to you. Eat, drink, and enjoy your evening amongst friends. Those evenings are the finest ones. Quinn bowed and left, and conversation quickly returned. Dear 2.5 Studios, if Quinn doesn't get together with the love of his fucking life, I'm going to be so pissed off at you guys. Okay? Last time that I did one of these and I said, Dear 2.5 Studios, I asked for you guys to let us romance what's his number? 5012 or something like that? The hot guy from A Date with Death. And you guys are doing it. The next game that's coming out is hot guy from A Date with Death Romance Simulator. I never remember his name because I always call him 50210 in my head. So, but you listened to me, and I'm sure it's totally because I'm the one who asked and not because everybody else thought that he was hot as well. Listen to me this time. Quinn better get his romance route, his romance story, or I'm gonna pitch a fit. Anyway. Wow, I can't believe you actually just came out and asked him that. Why not? Love is a subject I'm fascinated by, okay? I mean, I thought it was pretty well known that he's head over heels for her. News to me. Florian picked up a fork of pasta and blew on it, though he didn't move it to his mouth. I mean, I think he asked her to marry him like 20 years ago. Let's fucking go. Wait, what? Seriously? This gets more juicy by the second. Sir Quinn's devotion is most admirable. To love so fiercely yet ask for nothing in return. The kind of loyalty spoken of in old songs and battle oaths. Lucille sat straighter, hands resting in her lap as she gazed towards Quinn, who was already laughing at another table and settling down drinks. In my homeland, we're taught that devotion is not measured by its reward, but by its endurance. To love without expectation is the purest form of loyalty. We speak vows not to be returned, but to be upheld. If one's heart is true, it does not waver, even in silence. You're gonna make me cry. Lucy, the way you talk is so beautiful. You really do have a way with words. You'd make a good poet, Lucille. It's beautiful, sure, but isn't that a little tragic too? The group looked towards Eden, who leaned back slightly, fingers loosely resting around the stem of his glass. What glass? All that loyalty, all that devotion, and what if it was never returned? What's left for someone like that? Did you not listen to a word he said? Not everything is about what you get back. Some people love in quiet ways, through actions, stability, showing up. There's value in loving someone without expecting something in return. You just don't understand it. What makes you so sure I don't? Because everything you say about love sounds like a transaction. You offer your heart and expect someone to take it. That's not connection, that's a contract. And what would you know about it, Mr. I don't need anyone? More than you, at the very least. Wow. Okay. I thought we were playing party games, not starring in a courtroom drama about the ethics of love. Kit is correct. We would do well not to pry into Sir Quinn and Lady Sylvie's private matters. Even the purest intentions may bruise where they mean to heal, and I would not like to see Sir Quinn hurt by our words. You're right, of course. My apologies. Still, I enjoy the conversation. Hearing everyone's views is enlightening. I didn't grow up around people with opinions that weren't handed to them. Though hearing all of you speak so freely, even when we disagree, it's kind of refreshing. Though if you ever want to have a less existential discussion about love, Kit, I'm always happy to offer my services as a test subject. Oh, in the name of science? Naturally. Controlled environment, one-on-one observations, lots of long walks and meaningful glances, all the good stuff. All very official, wouldn't you say? You are incorrigible. Just shut up and eat already. You're just all jealous of our blossoming relationship. What? I'm not going to let you steal my favorite manager away from me. Yes, take care of your words, Sir Eden, for I am sworn to protect Kit from anything that means harm. This is somehow the best and worst dinner I've ever been to. I can't help but agree. I'm really liking it. Emmett reached out to the glass to the left of his plate, lifting it for a quick sip. Emmett, that's not... Too late. Emmett had already taken a mouthful, pausing as the taste hit him. He slowly set the glass down, blinking once. Your drink. I didn't realize we were close enough to share. I'm honored, Emmett. You switched the drinks. No one switched anything. You grabbed it yourself. Is Sir Emmett quite all right? He stared down at the glass in betrayal, then turned to you, squinting slightly. You're blurry. Maybe you should just... Wait, Emmett, are you drunk after just one sip? I didn't realize you had such a cute side. Shut up, Eden. You talk too much and no one likes you. So you're an honest drunk. Interesting, because when he was drunk last time, he's like, oh my god, Kid, I love you so much. I'm such good friends with you and I want to see you all the time. Interesting. You've gained a new charm point in my eyes. Please stop speaking to me. And you, why are you sitting there? What do you mean? He looked towards you now, elbow on the table, face resting in his hand. Why am I sitting here? To eat dinner. That's what you usually do at a restaurant, I think. Why aren't you sitting here? Emmett nodded his head towards Eden's seat. Do you want to sit next to me or something? Oh man, if I could eat popcorn, I would so be eating popcorn right now. I had not known Sir Emmett held such strong opinions about seating arrangements. So what if I do? Is that a crime? Not the last time I checked. What, you don't want to sit next to me? No. Your personality is exhausting and you flirt with everyone. So do I, but you like me for some reason. I don't flirt with everyone. In fact, I think I've been decidedly unflirty tonight. Eden, you were just flirting with me. I mean, maybe it's time to... Do I? Constantly. And poorly, I might add. You seem oddly concerned about where Kit's attention goes for someone who doesn't care about anyone. I never said I didn't care about anyone, I'm just selective. Selective, huh? Yes, very. I only showed up tonight because someone keeps getting dragged into nonsense and I have to keep an eye on them. Okay, tell me more. No, MC, don't fucking talk. Let him continue. No, the other new antique manager in town. Of course I mean you. Ooh, he's like a clingy cat that pretends to hate you but actually loves you and wants to sit on your keyboard while you work. That is so specific. I never pegged you for the possessive type. That's your problem. You've never pegged him. What do you think I'm gonna do? Bite him? Knowing you, probably. You know, I was debating saying something, and then my debate lasted so long that it started feeling awkward. And I was like, well, now I have to say it because I've been thinking about it for too long. Can we go backwards just for a little sec? We'll re-pretend that we were just now reading this for the first time. Eden says, what do you think I'm going to do? Bite them being me. Emmett says, knowing you, probably. First thing that popped into my mind is, what if I'm into that, Emmett? You need not worry. No one is getting bitten on my watch, Sir Emmett. Lucille, close your eyes. Oh, shit. Lucille, double close your eyes. Damn it. MC, shut your mouth. Not unless you say please, at least. Eden, let's go. Please keep your mouth to yourself, Sir Eden, lest you lose it. Lose my mouth? All right, I'll be good. I doubt it. Kit, you should come sit next to me for your safety. You're sitting next to Eden, that just puts me closer. That's a little hard when I'm sharing dinner with Florian, don't you think? You can share mine, that's not the point. That's a kind offer, but I'm really enjoying mine, and I don't think Florian could finish it all by himself. Maybe we could share next time. I suppose Florian should consider himself lucky then. He should. What did I do? Aw, he's jealous. I'm not jealous. You do sound a little jealous right now. I do want to know what he says if you say, will you feed me? Just for shits and giggles. It's not what I'm gonna say, but... He does. Okay. He lifts up his fork and then he says, say it then. Oh my gosh, he actually did it. I don't think I would have words. I don't think I have words right now. Okay, I really want to keep that, but unfortunately... Damn it. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say no, but holy fucking shit. Anyway. The shopkeeper is free to eat whatever they want. Hey, Emmett, I had a question. Why do you stop by the store so much these days? Let's go, Winnie. He's helping me with... I know, all the boring numbers and stuff, but it's not just that, is it? It's part of my job. I'm ensuring... Damn it, Emmett, stop being good for like once in your life. I'm ensuring the transition is smooth and that Kit isn't unintentionally ruining the store's finances. To be fair, I only have $37 to my name. Come on, Emmett, just admit it, you're hovering. It's not dishonorable to show concern for one's companions. Are you checking in on me? Of course I am. He cleared his throat, adjusting his glasses. You were suddenly dropped into your role with little warning in this town of all places. Monitoring your adjustment is prudent. Aw, he's worried about you. That's very sweet, Emmett. Thank you. I'll have to remind you of this entire conversation tomorrow. You owe me $5, Florian. Once again, what does a ghost even need $5 for? To be fair, why do you keep betting? What bet at my expense did you make this time? No, I think it's at Emmett's expense. I bet that Emmett had a soft spot for you. I mean, he'd never stop by so much when Sylvie was around. You picked up the last of the pasta on your fork, already full to bursting. Damn, why would you do that? Apparently eating pasta for two all by yourself was difficult work, though fortunately no one else had seemed to notice Florian's lack of eating. Winnie hovered over towards Emmett, poking fun while he attempted to swat her away unsuccessfully. Eden and Lucille were engaged in a lively conversation about something or other, and for a moment, he felt at peace. It was strange. You hadn't known anyone here for longer than a week, and yet here you all were, talking, laughing, having dinner together, like you'd known each other all your lives. It was a feeling you'd never felt before, not even back home. The closest you'd ever come was the nights you stayed up playing video games with friends over voice chat, and even then there was distance between you, a separation in place. Here, though, it was different. Even when Emmett and Eden were arguing, there was something comforting about the knowledge that they were right beside you, a mere arm's length away. You leaned back, fork resting against your plate. Your stomach was full, your heart a little more so. Okay. New bet. No, I keep losing bets with you. I don't want to do them anymore. Psst, wrong answer. Okay, here it is. I bet Lucille could out-eat Florian and Emmett and Eden in a pie-eating contest if she wanted to. She could probably out-eat Florian, you're right. Is there a pie-eating contest coming up I haven't heard about? Well, no, but we could always organize one. I'll pass. That's not a wager I would wish to entertain, Lady Winona, but I'm flattered by your confidence in my constitution. Lucille gave a quiet laugh and dabbed at the corner of her mouth with a napkin. This evening has been most enjoyable. In my kingdom, feasts are often accompanied by political tension and hidden motives. Here, there's laughter, companionship, and lighthearted debate. I must confess, it's refreshing. I'm glad you think so. Same. I haven't had this much fun in forever. I wish every day was like this. You'd get bored of me eventually. Impossible. I can never get bored of you. It's true. You have a natural draw to you that's hard to resist. You think everyone's hard to resist. What can I say? I'm a lover. Ew. Anyway, are we done here? It's probably about time I dragged out our favorite accountant home before he regrets the night any more than he already will. Don't worry, tonight's on me. Ooh, sugar daddy. Eden stood and tracked down Quinn, leaving the rest of the table to gather themselves and stand up as well. As you all did, Eden returned, followed by a beaming Quinn, who seemed positively ecstatic at the sight of the empty plates left behind. It was difficult, but it did get done. Did you enjoy your meal, my friends? It was wonderful once again. You'll have to give me some pointers one day. I've never had cooking like yours. For you? Absolutely. You know, much of the flavor comes from growing your own produce. Why, we had a beautiful harvest of carrots just the other day. Okay. I shall drop by for you to have some time, yes? Sure. Oh, Quinn, you don't have to do that. It would be my pleasure. Plus, to be perfectly honest, I have far more than I need. You, my dear, would be doing me a great favor. Well, in that case, I'd love some. Thank you again. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'll drop by sometime next week if I can. Quinn smiled, eyes crinkling. Then, after bidding everyone a good evening, he disappeared back inside the restaurant. With that, it was time to head home. Your group found your way back to the road, said your goodbyes and happy birthdays, and you turned back towards the direction of the antique store before stopping in your tracks. Someone else came up beside you. Hey. How can I? Did you miss me already? That's a better answer than what I was going to say, which was, how can I help you? Hardly. Damn. Look, fuck me. If you want me to. How many times do I have to say thank you today? I wouldn't complain about it one more time. Are you that desperate for validation? Yes. Helps boost my ego. Thanks for earlier, for not just kicking me out, for the pasta. The pasta was entirely selfish of me. I was just really hungry. Can you just accept my gratitude? I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Talking, feelings, whatever. Well, for someone not good at this kind of stuff, you're doing a pretty fine job. This was, pretty terrible overall, but not as terrible as it could have been. That sounds like high praise coming from you. Is my company so bad? No. It's whatever. God, what am I trying to say? Look, I don't really do this whole people thing, even before, but I didn't hate this. I hate being with you or everyone else. For the first time in a long time, I felt like a normal person. This one has a heart next to it, so I feel like it's what I should say, but I don't know that I would. I'm here for you, bud. Pat, pat. I'm here for you, whether you're feeling normal or strange or like you want to bite me, please bite me. You shouldn't say that so casually. I'll get the wrong idea. No, it's the right idea. What, that I wouldn't mind? You're insane. Maybe, but you're still talking to me, so what does that make you? Even worse, probably. Just what I need, another problem. I'd say we make a pretty good match, really. Don't say things like that. Why not? Because I'll start to believe you. Ooh. He didn't look at you as he said it, but his voice was quiet, genuine, like the words had slipped out before he could stop them. And I don't know what I'd do with that. I'm gonna go. See you tomorrow. You better. He hesitated just for a moment before he turned and slipped away into the night. Again? You were searching around in your pocket for your keys when you heard the sound of footsteps against the gravel. Okay, so that time I was kind of hoping that it was Florian for the first scene. This time, I'm scared to say somebody's name and be wrong. So I'll just think it in my head and I'll let you guys know if I'm right or wrong. Who? No, actually, I went back. I want to look at you. I've never seen this man before in my life. I don't even think that I've seen him in the game files. I haven't been looking too far into the game files, but who the fuck? Pause. Hold on. Are we? No, I'm not going to look into the game files just to see where the fuck I missed this guy. Huh? Anyway, working late? The keys dropped out of your hand and fell to the ground as your eyes peered through the darkness to notice someone leaning against the wall a few feet away from you. His red hair was framed with black tips, and his eyes were dark, his expression unreadable under the night sky. Hidden behind his hair was a black tattoo, wrapping itself around his throat. My bad, didn't mean to startle you. A place like this, I thought it'd be closed by now. I can't say I know many stores open this time of night around here. Is there something I can help you with? Maybe, maybe not. I suppose we'll work it out together, huh? This your place? Kind of. I'm just looking after it. It belongs to my aunt, actually. Sylvie Marigold, right? She's pretty famous around here. That's an impressive family tree if I've ever seen one. You know her then? He tilted his head, eyes narrowing slightly. In passing. Hard not to, really. She collects attention in a town like this. I hadn't heard she was leaving town. Well, I guess she doesn't owe anyone an explanation. She'll be back soon enough, anyway. No, I suppose she doesn't. It does make me curious, though. Leaving so suddenly does feel a lot like running, don't you think? Maybe she just needed a holiday. Maybe. Either way, you're not what I expected to find. What were you expecting? Hard to say. But I imagine we'll both find out soon enough. Then he smiled. You couldn't tell if it was cold or warm. I think it's cold. Well, don't let me keep you. He stepped aside, gesturing towards the door. Wouldn't want to be the reason you missed curfew. As you bent down to pick up your keys, you felt his eyes on you. Not necessarily threatening, but there nonetheless. Actually, 2.5 Studios, I know the real thing that you're saying between the lines here. He's checking out my ass. Just so you know, I happen to know someone who's very curious about you. Should I be flattered or concerned? Maybe both. I'm sure we'll be seeing each other around, Kit Marigold. He turns, hands in his pockets, already walking away. Hey, what's your name? Kale. Don't forget it, all right? You hurried inside and locked the door behind you. That's so weird. I've never seen that man before in my life. Anyway, my book is talking to me. Well, I say, here I am, a humble spellbook, patiently waiting for the master to be for our promised training session, only to be abandoned, left to wither all day in this dusty room. I'm not surprised, master, just disappointed. Barney, listen, our lesson might need to be put on hold just a little bit longer. I bumped into someone outside. I suggest watching where you're going then, master. It takes no magical prowess, so you should be able to manage that much, I assure you. He knew my name. My aunts, too, said he was just curious, but something felt off. Did he reek of sulfur, speak in cryptic riddles, glow ominously? I do hope he wasn't glowing, master. Strangers who glow are never up to anything good. What? No, nothing like that. He just had red and black hair. Dressed kind of cool, I suppose. Black tattoo on his neck. Oh my god, he was Shadow the Hedgehog. He said his name was Kale. Kale, you say? Yeah, does that mean something to you? Kale, a star on his neck, tattoos above. Where have I heard that name before? He cleared his throat very deliberately. Well, I would never jump to conclusions without proper research. That would be terribly unprofessional of me. However, I may need to consult my appendix of suspicious persons, errant entities, and known troublemakers. It's a rather long list, you understand. I think you're bullshitting. Well, thank you for that, I think. Of course, it's my pleasure, master. It seems our lesson will once again be put on hold. Please do not try to suddenly combust or otherwise harm yourself in the meantime. I would hate to be placed back on a shelf waiting for the next terrible spellcaster to come my way. I'll do my best not to combust. That is bare minimum effort, master, but I suppose I'll take it. You smiled faintly and moved to replace your day clothes with your pajamas, the quiet of the apartment settling around you like a familiar quilt. Barnabas drifted lazily to your desk, muttering something about cross-referencing character flaws. You decided it was best to leave him be. Of what you knew of him, he sometimes needed to mutter strangely to himself. I don't think I want to trust Barnabas either. You turned towards the window, your reflection soft against the darkened glass. Outside, the town of Willowmist slept, quiet, calm, and just a little strange. And tomorrow you'd open the shop again, maybe learn a spell, maybe meet someone new. But tonight, for now, you were home. Oh, okay. I was like, there's more? There shouldn't be more. That felt like the ending. I love, we get credits in a demo. Ooh. I really like that. Like I said, I just really like the writing. There's sound going on in the background, but it's okay. I really like the writing of 2.5 Studios' work. I can't talk and listen to music at the same time. Hold on, let me mute it for myself. So I was really excited to get into another 2.5 Studios game as well. Just like, this one is so interesting. I was really a little bit scared, I would say. And me! Thank you for playing the demo of Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. It flew by so fast. I thought it was going to go away from me. Okay. We hope you enjoyed the first week of the game. Please consider wishlisting the game on Steam if you hadn't yet done so. And then we're back to the beginning. Is that a shrimp? Like, just above my head? Oh my god, I love that so much. Anyway, I was a little bit scared of playing this game because I wasn't 100% sure what it was going to be. You know, we know that it is running an antique store, and I knew that it was going to be some store running simulator bits, but I feel like it wasn't that, I don't want to say it wasn't that bad, but you know, it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. I also really liked the characters. I feel like when the full game comes out, I'm going to be really interested in romancing Florian first, because I liked him a lot. And then, can we get in extras maybe? That's just... not quite what I wanted, but thank you. I was just trying to get like a list of the characters. Because I feel like we did pretty good on figuring out what people are. Obviously, Lucille's a knight from the past. Winnie's a ghost. We got the whole Florian vampire thing. Like I said, I feel like Emmett's a tooth fairy. You know, we had this whole thing of like, maybe we're getting some sort of Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. And then I was just like, no, he's just human. He talks too much about teeth. It's weird. He had that one thing that was like, don't forget to brush your teeth. And I think as I was reading it, I was like, what a weird thing to say. But then he continued as I was editing. I was like, wait, maybe he's a tooth fairy. And then he continues to talk about teeth. Eden, I have no idea. I have no idea. He doesn't have an aura, which makes me think that he's dead in some way. He gives me murderer vibes, but then he also kind of gives me a date with death vibes. I think largely because of the gloves. But it would be weird to have another Grim Reaper character in a separate game, right? I feel like because we already had a game that focused on Grim Reapers and we're having a sequel game that's going to focus on Grim Reapers, having another one feels like it's just too much of the same thing, but also simultaneously he kind of gives me Grim Reaper vibes a little bit, but also I'm not 100% sure about him. Who the hell was that guy, Hale, at the very end, who I've never seen in my life? I'm so intrigued. I'm so excited to play more of this. I should have told you as well. I'll probably play this game 3 times when it comes out. We'll probably do Florian. Because these are all romance options, right? I'm pretty sure they are. Florian Eden Emmett? Or Emmett Eden? I can't decide. But I'm excited for when it comes out. I'm excited to see the full game. I'm gonna stop rambling because I tend to do that. So, thank you for joining me for the demo of the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the future for when this game fully comes out and I get to play it and bully Florian the more. I'm really excited.